No, this is not the right server. I believe I was on Midgard-Zomer? I should probably return my guide to home. Now I'm gonna stay at Midgard-Zomer, because if I do end up doing that final raid, I need to do the final Iblis raid still. Okay. Oh yeah, give the nectarine to Telzine. We're about to murder someone. Hope you had a nice time. Did you manage to find a nectarine? Yeah. Alice's explained why I wanted this, has she? I can see it in your eyes. We don't need it just yet. I spoke with the others when we decided to keep an eye on Hallrick for now. Thanks to you, though, if his time does come suddenly, we'll be ready to send him on his way with a taste of happier days. That means I'm going to fight Hallrick. You saying that means I'm going to fight him. Nothing is going to happen for a little while yet, so let's see if we can't lighten the mood. We don't want our gloomy faces worrying the patients. I think it's time for a welcome meal. Don't you? Take a seat and I'll make us a nice stew.
Speak up if you'd like another helping. I made a little bit more than usual today.
And you've added something special to the broth, if I'm not mistaken.
Aye, well, it's not often we have visitors from the Crystarium, so I may have thrown in a few extra bits and bobs.
I'll have another bowl then.
That's what I like to hear. Give me a moment to warm up the pot. In a place like this, you learn to take what moments of happiness you can get. I remember when I first came here with my mother. She was showing the early signs. I knew there was no way to save her, but I just couldn't face what needed to be done. That's the way of it for most people. Why they travel from arms to stay here. Beaten, broken souls come to wait out the inevitable, to receive the mercy of a painless death. When my mother finally left this world, I was mad with grief, but also thankful that her passing was a peaceful one. It's never easy, ending a life you've cared for, even when you believe they go on to a better place. I often find myself wishing the Warrior of Darkness would come and do that part for me.
The Warrior of Darkness?
You've never heard the tale? I'm not sure where it began, but every child in Norvrent could tell you a version of it. Warrior of Darkness, servant of death, take care of our souls at our dying breath. Let sinners and eaters of sin go with thee, that all may return to the sunless sea. Well, that's the version I was taught anyway. It's just an old bedtime story. He's certainly never deigned to visit us here.
Which is a good thing, surely. He sounds rather ominous.
Do you think so? I always liked the idea that he treated every soul the same, even the Sin Eaters.
They're all gonna change at once.
They're coming.
Or oh no. Okay, they can just sense them.
you seen Halric? I swear, I only took my eyes off him for a moment.
You have to look for Halric. I don't know what's gotten into him, but if he's wandering out there alone... We'll assign search areas and split up. Any idea where he may be headed? No, he's never done anything like this before, but it can't be a coincidence that the other patients suddenly got agitated. They can sense something. In any case, let's keep the search close to the inn. Halric isn't sure on his feet, so he wouldn't have gone far. I'll search the east side. I'll cover the north and west then. You take everything from the south. Which means you're going to find him. We're going to split up, but conveniently you always find what we're looking for first. I keep jumping thinking I'm going to fly, but I'm not. Maybe one further west. Oh, also, before I... Okay.
Any sign of him? No luck then. But he surely can't have gone far. We should keep looking. The Sin Eaters are out in force, and if we don't find him soon, you can be sure they will. Did you see the size of that thing? It must be one of the nasty ones. Wherever it's going, it can only mean trouble. After it!
There it is!
Is that... Oh no!
Halric!
We have to run!
Oh.
Tesleen! No!
Well,
We all deserve happiness, wherever we can find it. The time left to you is precious. No one should die in pain. Mother, I...
I feel like we should kill her now. Okay, I know we're waiting for her transformation sequence to go through. I feel like killing her now is probably the idea. Okay, this is very creepy. We were kind of far away.
No, 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 no! Forgive me, Alise.
I tried to tell the carers what happened, but I can't be the shoulder they lean on, not like this. It's just so unfair. Gisline was always so cheery with the patients, telling them not to be scared and that they wouldn't be any pain. Of all people in the world to suffer such a fate. There's that. Imagine you're just as shocked as the rest of us, so I appreciate what you're doing here. I can barely, I haven't the words. Without a body, we can't even give her a proper burial, and she cared about that sort of thing. I'll give people the chance to say their goodbyes. Ulrich's unresponsive as ever. He stands motionless, staring up into the sky where the Sin Eaters made their escape. Thank you. What you're doing, it means a lot to me, to me. Sorry to interrupt. We, realized we hadn't thanked you for rescuing Ulrich. You weren't hurt at all, were you? Hurt? There wasn't even a fight. I was too late, too slow, and I thought I could protect you. You can't blame yourself for things beyond your control. You brought Ulrich back safe and sound. No one could have done any more. I'm sorry, but I've come to a decision. I won't be continuing in my role here. I hope you'll forgive me for leaving you, and that you'll delay Ulrich's last meal for as long as you possibly can. Not until it's too late, of course. Just give him what time you can. We always do. course. She would have done the same thing. Farewell, Hallrick. Keep Tesline's words close in your heart. I don't know if he has one of those anymore. Like, something's up with him. You're leaving this very moment. I understand how you must feel, but surely it's a bit hasty. Do you even have anywhere to go? I've had a destination in mind, yes, and a purpose. This damn light building without cease is the reason we can't save those corrupted by the Eaters. But if we corrected the balance, even if we're only by a little, even if it took years, it would surely make things better. Hold on there. Everyone knows there's too much light, but how could you ever afford to get rid of it? You'll have to change the whole world. That's right. We should turn to the Crystarium. I may not be able to repel the Eaters on my own, but I can use the skills I've gained here to hurt them. Oh, orb. Forgive me, I couldn't stay there a moment longer, but I was serious about what I said. While the men and women at the end battle against the Blight with kindness, I must find my own way, with steel. Gods above, I feel like that. It feels like an age ago now. Miss Alise, is there anything I can get you? You're swift as tomorrow. I need to return the Crystarium immediately. As you wish. I need to wear goggles if we ever fly over Amarang again. I barely got the sand under my eyes. But the wind did help clear my head, at least. I think I'm ready to meet with the Exarch. We need to talk about how we're going to wipe the Sin Eaters out, shall we? No, I didn't... What did I click on? Thank you for seeking me out. It meant a lot to have you there at my side. And looking at Alphino, I'd say he's as eager to begin this discussion as I am. I said we lay out our experiences before the Exarch and step back to see what kind of picture they make, then we can decide where to go from here.
And so you return. Have you gained a better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
Better is not the word I would use. Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer. There seems no end to the horrors inflicted by the Sin Eaters.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task of eradicating them must seem to you. But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness. Sin Eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call Light Wardens. And from what we have been able to ascertain, only a handful of these entities exist. Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Light Warden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse.
I have a feeling Yulmul might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters. Vorthra's command over the Sin Eaters is integral to Yulmoran society. In seeming to guarantee his people's safety, it guarantees their obedience. He will not take kindly to us depriving him of such useful allies.
Agreed. Thus we will need to occupy or otherwise divert his forces whilst we proceed with the business of eliminating the Wardens. Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside if we are to forestall the 8th Umbral Calamity.
Are you sure eliminating the Wardens will be enough?
Your uncertainty is understandable, given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. To begin at the beginning, then. In the ancient past, a single star was divided into 14 worlds. This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards, in whose number we find the first. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other, and with the source especially.
Lord Dump.
Now, let us assume that a given element in one of the shards attains abnormal ascendancy. Just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source. And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence. If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue. If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold. As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more extreme, until eventually, a single, untimely event triggers a disaster which cracks the barrier dividing the two worlds. What was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along to be rejoined with the source. At the same time, the element which held sway in the shard is unleashed in full, its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions. An earthquake thus magnified might strike with enough force to shatter continents. A tidal wave might swell to a size capable of drowning entire nations. These devastating events are what we refer to as umbral calamities. 7 times has a calamity befallen the source. 7 times has a shard been absorbed.
Okay, so yes, there are other worlds that haven't been destroyed before.
At present, the light-drowned realm of the First stands perilously close to meeting the conditions for a rejoining. It is the Sin Eaters who are to blame for the Light's continued dominance. In addition to attracting their lesser kin, the Light Wardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether, saturating every corner of their territory with light. Even here in the flood-spared region of Norvrant, their influence is strong enough to banish night from the sky. Thus, if we are to restore balance to the First and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative that we put each and every Light Warden to the sword.
We've been doing our best to take the fight to the enemy ever since we first heard the Exarch's explanation.
Though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories if truth be told. Apart from being confoundingly elusive, the Light Wardens possess a troublesome quality which compelled us to delay our plans until such time as you arrived.
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Hallminster Switch is requesting reinforcements. They say the Sin Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be overrun.
Alert the guard. We should be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium. You have command of our forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphino and Alise as well.
My lord.
Pray, lend us your strength. Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any explanation I could offer.
Holdminster Switch is in North Lakeland, so we'll make haste with our preparations. In fact, meet outside the Crystarium at the crossroads northwest of the Ascensor Gate. I shall lead you there myself. Orb! All set, we follow this road north, we'll arrive at the northern staging point. The village itself lies not far beyond. Quickly now. orb! That's a cool looking dragon thing. Versus switched past these gates and through the woods. It's not exactly a near neighbor of the Crystarium, but as we occupy the same region, we have built up something of a cooperative relationship. What can we expect inside, Captain? The town's beset by a swarm unlike any we've seen in recent years. We did our best to evacuate the villagers, but as many as half remain. Judging by the numbers of Yiddish presence, we have good reason to believe that a Light Warden leads the attack. How convenient. It seems we'll have our chance to slay a Warden sooner than we expected. One does not simply slay a warden. Has no one told you what happens if you defeat one of those fiends? They hold more light inside them than all their underlings put together. It can be struck down, aye, but its essence won't dissipate like the weaker kind. Vile ether will billow outwards and envelop the nearest living being, a reckless young swordswoman perhaps, and turn her into a brand new warden. Oh, you can leave that particular quandary to us. I must ask that the guards stand down and allow us to engage the leader of Eaters alone. Concentrate on the survivors. We must save every life we can. But what if... Understood, my lord. As captain of the guard, however, I will not watch you brave such dangers without an escort from our ranks. I insist I go with you. Very well, then. Our warden slaying party shall include myself, the Levieurs, Captain Lena, and last but not least... Formidable group indeed. Into Holminster we go. Once we reach the Light Warden, do not hold back. We strike to kill. Oh, I can decide. Okay, cool. Alphino. No.
My strength is yours. My strength is yours.
Leave this to me. Let's give it our all.
My strength is yours.
We don't need two healers, unfortunately, Alphino. Oh wait, no, we do because I'm currently playing Summoner. Yeah. My brain was like, I'm gonna be a healer because it'll queue time faster. No, wait, no, I'm a Summoner. I can just... Alphino can do that. Wait, let me...
Very well.
Okay, I want to hear his voice line. Oh, it just stabbed a bear. They're even turning the bears? Oh, first dungeon of the expansion, I'm realizing. I keep wanting to... Okay, I don't like how difficult it is to notice where the path is here. No, I should be swapping over a new element. Hello. Yeah, I was saying, like, his weapons are made of, I'm not saying, I was thinking. His weapons are made of, like, ether, so I'm assuming he can just kind of be whatever. Oh shit. Oof.
Let's give them a go!
Okay, right over here, probably? Yeah. Digivolve.
I'm with you.
Digivolve. Oh, is the gremlin fighting? No, the gremlin's attacking us. I saw the gremlin in the trailer. Digivolve. That's a lot of eggs. Are the gremlins, like, just immune to the whole light thing? Are they just made of pure darkness? Also, I will say, so far this dungeon, it's the first dungeon of the game. I will say it's, I dislike how it's, I know that most dungeons are just hallways. This one feels very, it has been a single hall, like, I can feel it. Especially given the fact that we just walked through, like, a swamp, but I couldn't leave the path, even in areas where there was decidedly no path. I just don't like how cramped it feels. Oh, hi, sir. Oh, it's Tesleen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's just what order she's going to attack us in. Can your NPC allies die in this? I've never had an NPC party member die on me. We should keep moving. You don't seem fine, Alise. Digivolve. Green flavor. Digivolve. Yeah. Are they all dead yet? Nope.
You underestimate me.
Yeah. Okay. Digivolve. I was gonna say is the name representative, but Philia is love. Gang got me. We're fine. Daijoubu desu. Going in circles. Ah, shit. Oh, and there's a... Oops. Well, they were stacked at least. Yeah. I'm good. Okay. I'm assuming that that's a one-shot kill.
There'll be nothing left but a smoking crater.
I love how the other NPC who's with you always just runs up right at the end. Well, you've gone, I can start to believe it. Rest well. No less than what I expected, but well done.
It's releasing its ether! Fall back! We cannot let it touch us! Quickly, my lord, we must withdraw!
That will not be necessary, Captain. Though I appreciate your concern. The eternal light of these creatures has confounded us for nigh on 100 years. For each we have put down, another has risen up in its place, born of the self-same ether relinquished by its predecessor. But now we have a way to contain that corruption. The blessing of light, and the hero who wields it now stands before you.
Same thing as like primals. Because Big Mom Rock decided that I'm a good boy, I have protection. Plot twist, I do become a Light Warden right now.
Behold! The monster's power is broken, and the world, twisted by its touch, returns to its rightful form.
So beautiful.
The sunless sea. The warrior of darkness has come.
Is that what I think it is?
The night sky, as it should be.
Who are you people? You killed a warden, then bathed in its ether as if it were a spring shower, and now the sky? The legends are true. My lord?
How many years have I waited for this moment? For the one possessed of her blessing. For you. You have vanquished the Light Warden of Lakeland, and for the first time in a century, darkness has returned to the mantle of night. Without the ever-present light to sustain them, the Sin Eaters will have no choice but to retreat. Yet our victory is far from complete. Though darkness has fallen here, the other wardens yet bask beneath burning skies, feasting upon what little life remains. Even should it cost me all I have, I would see each and every one of them slain, that this world might be spared from oblivion. Not only for the first, but for the source as well. Save one, and we save the other. But, be that as it may, I concede it was wrong of me to summon you to this fight against your will. I swear, on my life, I will one day atone for that deed. But for the present, I beg you, stay and see this fight to its conclusion. Cast down the Wardens and restore darkness to the First.
Oh, hey! Speaking of... I'll become the warrior you need.
On behalf of the First, I offer you my deepest thanks.
I understand there is much at stake here, Exarch, but why do you risk yourself so readily? It must have been a dangerous drain on your ether to summon even one person across the rift.
I do it for my people, of course. To give the Crystarium the tomorrow it deserves.
That is true now, yes, but the city had yet to be built when you first called forth the Crystal Tower. I'm simply curious to know what prompted you to commit yourself so completely to this particular course.
There are things which we can ill afford to lose. And I sensed from the first that I had a part to play in preserving them. Forgive me. I fear the events of the day may have taken their toll. Despite appearances, I am an old man. One burdened with many difficult memories, some too painful to recall.
Well then, I'm sorry for pressing you. It's a family failing, I'm afraid.
One which has served us well more often than not. Needless to say, we will continue to fight at your side until the last Sin Eater is defeated.
Come then, my warriors of darkness. Let us gather the surviving villagers and make our way back to the Crystarium.
Without the constant glare, Lakeland seems an entirely different place. Is it over? Yes? I might need a moment. It's if the sky itself had disappeared into the heavens. If I didn't have the wounded to tend to, I'd never stop staring. How quickly you have justified my faith in you. So many lives saved, and the sky itself heralds your success. A single victory in a larger struggle, perhaps, but a momentous one nonetheless. Now, it's for how we proceed from here. The villagers who were evacuated earlier have arrived safely in the Crystarium. They seem to be accepting the situation for the moment. Most folks are far too distracted by the sky to worry about wounds or lost homes. They whisper and wonder if the Warrior of Darkness has come. 'Tis to be expected. I must ask a favor of you. Would you be so kind as to conceal your involvement in this endeavor for the time being? Seeing the light received from Lakeland's a momentous occasion, and many will be swept up in the maelstrom of excitement and confusion. Should you come forth as the legendary Warrior of Darkness, I fear that no matter how good your intentions, such an appearance would throw the city into disarray. I find myself in agreement with the Exarch, although my concerns are far more focused on Yulmore. It may be the best if you maintain a low profile until we see how Vothri responds to all of this. My thanks. Though we cannot freely celebrate your success, pray allow your heart to be buoyed by the joy of our citizens, a joy surely brought into being. You surely brought into being. And I must ask the same discretion of you, Captain. 'Tis my intention to share with the people our tale of the great warrior who stood in defiance of the Sin Eaters. This unnamed champion defeated the Light Warden and has since departed for parts unknown, yes? As you wish, my lord. Your penchant for mystery is nothing new, and I will encourage folk not to question this either. Although I expect to be told the whole truth of it one day. About all of you. With that settled, I shall return to the Crystarium and make an address to the people. These explanations and adjustments will consume much of my time, so pray take the opportunity to rest and recover from your exploits. And I think you'll not even need to shutter the windows to enjoy a dark and peaceful night's sleep. Must stay behind and coordinate the evacuation of the remaining survivors. And I hesitate to ask after all you've done here today, but could I ask you to pass on a message on your way to the Pendants? Please let Bragi know that we're bringing in a number of injured and that any restoratives in the market need be reserved for the infirmary. We should start making our way back to the Crystarium, slowly, mind you. It wouldn't do to arrive too soon after the Exarch. I'm staying behind as well. There's something I need to check on in Holminster. I already went through the village top to bottom, Alise. We should all take the chance to rest, you included. I knew one of those eaters, and I can't rest, not now. So please, I wish to be left alone for a while, and that means you as well. I shall cross you if you try to follow me. I promise I'll find you later when I feel myself again. Just you and me then, shall we? Crystarium seems relatively ordered, wouldn't you say? The Exarch's speech must have been reassuring to hear. On the contrary, there is something jubilant in the air. I have a feeling this night won't be quite as peaceful as our hooded friend predicted. I think I should take a brief stroll around town before retiring to my chambers. Once you've discharged your duty to Bragi, I suggest you do the same. Sleep well. I hope for untroubled dreams for you and Alise both. What can I do for you? Looking to buy a lantern like every other stumbling soul in the city? I see. Well, Captain Lena can rest assured that any potions I spot coming in will be set aside for the wounded. Hang on a moment. You're carrying messages for the guard. Does that mean you were there then? The battle at Holminster? A stalwart lad like you might want to pay a visit to the Wandering Stairs, make himself known. I'm sure Gilnard can introduce you some interesting opportunities. You know, I'm realizing... Why are there lanterns all over this city? There should not... Like, there was no use for lanterns. Why are there light sources in this city? More beer for table 2, and a couple of pints of meat for table 3 while you're at it. Coming right up. Sorry, we're rushed off our feet today, sir. Can I get you anything? Drinks are on the house. Ah, that Broggy has a twisted sense of humor. To think he'd send you to me at a time like this. First real night in near 100 years, those folk riled up, and then some. What's more, there was that eater business at Holminster Switch. They say a Light Warden was destroyed without a damn trace. It was the Warrior of Darkness who did the deed. Well, he must apologize for Gilnerd. He's almost as rowdy as our customers, and that's no small feat. A lot of our regulars are bounty hunters, you see. They mostly go after eaters, and the rumor of the warrior's appearance was a spark to their kindling. You know how weak eaters are drawn to strong ones, right? They swarm like angry bees around a queen. You need to look no further than Holminster for proof of that, but attacks on that scale don't happen every day, praise the blessed Shadow. No, more common threats are the strays. No one knows why, but every now and then an eater will leave its pack to prowl alone. These are the ones you run into on the road if your luck is foul. They're a danger to everyone, so the Settlement Council puts bounties on their heads, and our bar here is a convenient place for hunters to gather and share information. Seems a few of them were inspired by the Warden slaying even more than most. These are the types who have their sights set on the absolute worst of the strays, a class of eaters that have been dubbed the Cardinal Virtues. The virtues showed up out of nowhere and about 3 summers ago. When the historians heard the descriptions given by the survivors, apparently they share an appearance with the villains who caused the flood. And that doesn't send a chill down your spine. They're also reported to be as tough as Light Wardens, not the kind of prey you can take down single-handed. Our virtue hunters have all but given up, but knowing the Warrior of Darkness is out there has lit a fire in their bellies. Just look at them. That Hume over there, with the oversized sword is grandson. He's in it for the revenge, wants to recruit a comrade in arms as tenacious as he is. The mistel there is Lurik. Don't be fooled by the dewy cheeks. He's as hard a hunter as they come. He just lost a partner and seems to be on the look for a new one. There's Sirg. Word is he seeks an expert in magecraft to help fight the virtue he's after. And there we have Giat, a dwarf and drunkard both, and the one that you're going to join with, because look at that, he's like Vivi. He's like little Vivi. I'm joining that one. I see my share of competent veterans, and you have that look about you. Maybe you should introduce yourself to one of our hunters. Who knows? Together you might even collect the bounty on a cardinal virtue. There's a grand idea. Imagine the prestige my bar would earn if we boasted the patronage of a successful virtue hunter. This story is now available for tank, physical DPS, and magical range DPS and healer roles. In order to reach the final stage of the Shadowbringers main scenario, you must complete at least one of the quest lines. Speak with a virtue hunter. Okay. Oh, okay, I don't get to choose. It just is whichever one I'm currently running, which means I gotta beat him. Oh no, he's the healer one, right? So if I can join him. Yeah. Sorry, Sirig, fuck you. Look at this little guy. 100% I'm joining him. Don't you know any better than to sneak up on a dwarf mid-flagon? Not even a proper greeting, neither. Look here. Lie-ho, the name's Giat. Lally-ho. See, that's a greeting. Lally-ho is aside. Who are you anyway? I dare say I'd remember someone like yourself if we'd ever met. You're from the same strange land as the Crystal Exarch, you say? Well, well, well. He's an odd sort, the Exarch is. He knows things, right? And he's got some sort of mystical power. Don't suppose you're the same, are you? Because I could use someone with powers the likes of which this world has never known. I'm hunting for sin eaters, you see. One in particular. A healer and not half bad at the job, eh? I like your confidence. I wish I could take your word for it, since you sound just like what I'm looking for, but I have to ask you to prove it. There's no need for that. Listen here, the Sin Eater I'm hunting ain't your average abomination. You can't blame me for wanting to make sure that I'm not leading you to your grave. That would be bad for both of us. So you get yourself over to the forest of the Lost Shepherd, and we'll see what you got. Oh, but also I want to go sleep. Because I'm fairly certain I'm going to have another conversation with the Warrior of Darkness, who has a name, but I've forgotten what his name is. I wonder if anyone can sleep with the city in such an uproar, but will you be retiring to your quarters? Yes. In light of the present situation, I have had illumination prepared for all our rooms. No need to rush to the markets for lanterns or candles. Have a pleasant rest, sir.
So it's your lot's turn to be the Warriors of Darkness, is it? It's funny how things work out.
Ardbert. Been watching, have you?
Well, I did warn you. I followed you to Yulmore and then on to Armarang. And I was there when you slew the Light Warden. Those white-haired twins who were with you. I remember them from our battle in the Source. Are they your friends then? Through thick and thin? Aye. Then I suggest you keep them close. It's when you charge ahead trying to save someone else that you end up losing those you love. Not that you need telling, I'll bet you've lost plenty. But I wonder, what will it cost you this time? I don't remember when it was that I learned regret wasn't worth the bother. You get numb to it all over the years. The lost comrades, the broken promises, the abandoned principles. Just more nagging burdens to ignore.
So this is what the light was hiding. He's here. I must go to him.
Meanwhile, inside an Imperial Magitech facility in the Source.
Intruders! Fan out and find them!
Out of my way! Stay your weapon. We are not your enemy.
When the alarm sounded, I wondered what we had done to betray our presence. But I see now we are not the only intruders. Sir Estinian, I presume. The dragoon who plucked the Warrior of Light from the jaws of death? Your armor is most distinct.
Much as yours once was. But even without it, I see a former legator still has eyes and ears in unexpected places. Van Baelsar, in the flesh. Though I understand you prefer Shadow Hunter.
You are in contact with the Scions, I take it.
Through no choice of my own. They tracked me down and conscripted me to their cause. I swear their receptionist was trained as a spy. How can anyone can escape that Baldessian woman once she has caught the scent of Eorzea?
If they have resorted to using freelancers, I must assume their attempts to wake the afflicted have failed. And what of their champion?
Away on other business. Thus, it has fallen to me to root out any trace of the Empire's new weapon.
If it is Black Rose you seek, you are too late. My people have already completed your mission here. Yet this is but one factory among many. When they caught wind of our efforts, they built additional facilities to ensure production continues unabated. There will be no one left in the lands they conquer. No citizens to conscript. No skills to exploit. Nothing the Empire needs. And they will call it victory.
What exactly does this Black Rose do?
It kills you dead.
The gas is described as a poison, but its actual effect is more arcane in nature. It was created to disrupt the ether in living beings, to bring the flow of their life energies to a standstill. Inhaling even the tiniest amount will cause all bodily functions to cease, much as a potent venom will stop a man's heart. Released over a city, Black Rose could conceivably kill every inhabitant, and all without damaging a single structure.
Search every corner! Rouse the barracks if you have to! I want this facility secured!
I have more questions, but now is not the time.
Sir Estinian, I have an offer for you, but I will make it only once. Since it would seem we seek the same answers, you are welcome to join us.
Huh. From what I hear, you need all the help you can get. In case you don't know, Varys himself confessed that your empire was a creation of the Ascians.
I am aware of what his Radians said at the parley. Thus I would return to the capital, that I might behold the truth of this corruption with my own eyes. My path leads to Garlemald.
Okay. I am off now. 'Tis time to work. Unfortunately. Thank you guys for chilling with me. And I will see you probably tomorrow. Until next time, adios.